Today we will be discussing why you need bodily awareness to have deep intimacy. Before we dive in, I want us to be on the same page with what I mean by deep intimacy. So the way I'm speaking to deep intimacy, I want you to think about it as real, authentic relating. Being able to express your truth, whether it be with your partner, with your friends, with another human being, right? To be able to fully express your truth, your unabashed truth, your authentic truth, and to ideally be met in that, be received in that. And why you need to have bodily awareness in order to have the potential for deep intimacy. And of course, there's a lot more that comes with it, right? You need to work on your communication, your expression, but we're going to be speaking about body language, body awareness, and how that plays into that and why it's essential to be connected to the body. Now, many people are not fully connected to their bodies. So what I mean by that is, think about how often you pay mind to the body when you're in a conversation with somebody. So maybe you're in a conversation with somebody and maybe you're in the thinking mind, but you're not noticing, like, am I breathing? Yeah, so maybe, and oftentimes you notice people don't even breathe fully. Right? They're just like restricting their air, restricting the breath. Or maybe if you're tense and you're waiting in line for a long time, and maybe you don't want to be waiting in line for a long time. Yeah, that's a practice to actually breathe. I catch myself like, ooh, I'm getting anxious. I notice I'm stopping to breathe as deeply. So this is what I mean by paying attention to the body, right? What happens to the body in certain situations? What happens to the body around certain people? Now, an easy way to start to track the body, which I actually created a bodily awareness meditation, which I will link in, it'll be a nice accompaniment to the episode. So I will link it in the notes so that you can access it. But an easy way an easy way to start to focus on the body is to start to focus on sensations. So you can do a body scan and you can feel in like, what am I feeling right now? And when we say sensations, I want you to identify it as, okay, am I feeling a sense of maybe expansion in the heart space, openness in the heart space? Or maybe I'm feeling tingles in my right leg. Or maybe I'm feeling a bubbly energy in my stomach. Or maybe I'm feeling numbness. Yeah, that's a sensation if you're not feeling anything. Maybe you're feeling numbness and you can't feel. Maybe yoni is contracting or you're contracting your bum, right? That often happens when we're tense around certain people or certain situations, or when we're not feeling fully empowered. And we can often clench. Or anger. Yeah, often your anger can live in the jaw because you're not expressing what you want to express. You're holding it in, right? And so that forms in the jaw. So our body is a really, really good indicator of how we are feeling at a given moment, and of how we're feeling in a given situation or around a given person or persons. And if you want to be able to have deep intimacy, the reason it's important to be connected to your bodily sensations, to be aware of the body, is because if we are not, when I say embodied in what we say, what I mean by that is we mean what we say in our words, and we're showing that in the body. And when we're not connected to the body, what can often happen is we say something, but our body is not on board. AKA, also known as, right, another effect is our energy is not on board. Let me give you an example so I can make it real tangible for you. That can be something like, oh no, babe, I'm not mad right now. Yeah, but maybe you're like, your body's tense, you're clenched, you're being short with your partner. Your body is saying otherwise, yeah? Your body is not on board with what you're saying. And if you really want to have deep intimacy, right, you need to be authentic. And so your body is also going to help you gauge, am I being truthful right now? Is my body relaxed? And so you can work with the body, you can also work with the subconscious, right? You can do vice versa to bring them into harmony, but it's really important to bring them into harmony if you want to have deep intimacy, deep relating, deep authenticity. Another example with that could be something like, maybe you want to seduce your partner, yeah, in the bedroom, and maybe you try to put yourself out there and you try to just like stroke their arm. But maybe when you're doing it, you're really tense in your hands. Maybe you're kind of like squeezing them a little bit, right? You don't do it with the ease and the grace and maybe the softness or the playfulness that you desire, should you desire to touch someone in that way. The body is not fully on board, yeah? So it's not gonna come off in the way that you desire. And so that's why it's important to feel into the body. Okay, am I staying in a situation that doesn't feel good? Pretending to be confident, right? People will feel that in your energy. People will see that in your body language, right? The body language, the energy goes hand in hand. To me, one of the most important things I look for, yeah, in a mentor, in a teacher, right, in someone that's going to lead me and guide me, right, someone whose opinion I actually care about, is, are they embodied in what they're teaching? Are they embodied in what they're saying? Do I feel their sense, if they're teaching feminine communication maybe, do I feel their sense of ease and grace in how they communicate and how they conduct themselves in their lives? Or if it's someone teaching about fitness, do I feel that their body represents it? How do they connect to their body? Are they breathing? Does their body look good? Do they honor their body? Or are they smoking cigarettes? And they say they're into fitness. Yeah, like these are things to pay attention to. And this is how you tell if someone's embodied. And also this is how you feel with yourself if you're embodied, right? Because your body will be a good indicator of if you're speaking your truth or if you're not. And if you need to shift so that you can be more authentic, and what do you need to do? And so the body is something that we need to work in harmony with. Because often the mind works in opposition of the body. The mind ignores the body. We favor the mind over the body because in our society, right, it's a patriarchal society, which I'm not blaming. It's not men versus women. It's a system. It's the system. But we are favoring the egoic mind over the body when they really need to be in harmony, right? The masculine and the femme. The masculine of the mind, the femme of the body, the going inwards, the doing both. We need both. And true intimate relating, yeah, why do you need to be connected to your bodily sensations for deep intimacy, for deep relating? Because when you're connected to your body, you can be authentic. You can be connected to your heart. You can also be connected to your femme. And then you've also can use your masculine to voice it. You need both for the relating. So it can even be something like, and what I like about speaking to the sensations, speaking to the body, is it also takes the judgment away from it. So it's not like you are doing this, you're wrong for this. It's like, babe, I noticed that when you make comments like X, Y, and Z, my yoni starts to clench and my jaw starts to tighten and I become tense inside. That's a sign for me that I think I'm starting to get a little angry or frustrated or hurt. I don't want to feel that in my body. I want to feel open and expansive when we are in a group of people connecting. I want to feel joyous and happy. So what would make me feel better is if Maybe you could be more mindful about how you talk about me to others. Focus on the positives. Build me up. Yeah, that's an example of how your body, you can speak to the body, you can speak to the sensations, and you can give your partner or anyone, right, feedback. What else? All right, let's say you're in a group of people. Yeah, let's say maybe you are in a group of people and you're not feeling part of the group. You're not feeling included, yeah? You're not feeling good. Or maybe they're disrespectful, they're mocking. Maybe it's a bunch of insecure people and they have to put other people down to make themselves feel good. Okay, then it's like, yeah, I'm not feeling good in my body around these people. That's a sign for me I need to leave, or I need to voice something, yeah? And then see what unfolds. And the more that we do this, the more connected to our bodies are, the more we're able to, and then we obviously have to work with our expression, our communication, also learning how to communicate, which is the work I do, right? In different ways, more confident ways, more playful ways, more fun ways, right? And effective ways, using seriousness, it's all of it. But then you communicate. And then the other person has the opportunity to meet you there. But if you're just working from the mind and you're not connected to your body, you're missing a key element that is essential to having deep relating, to being able to experience intimacy. And I'm going to take that one step further, babies. You think about in the bedroom, yeah? In the bedroom, if you want to have deep intimacy, right? Deep, connected, passionate sex, you both need to be in your bodies. You need to feel your sensations. You need to breathe. You need to oxygenate the body so that you can feel, so that you can be relaxed. You also need a sense of stillness and slowness and silence, might I add. Not the whole time, but it's super important if you want to feel in your body, because it takes time to feel, right? It's a practice of, okay, I'm going to bring my energy, I'm going to bring my attention to yoni. What is yoni feeling right now? What is lingam feeling right now? Am I feeling it? Am I feeling him or her? If not, let me bring my energy there and feel. What am I feeling? Am I feeling waves? Am I feeling tingles? Am I feeling contractions of pleasure? Am I not feeling anything? Can I bring my breath to those areas? What am I feeling in the rest of my body? Yeah, are my breasts perking up? Am I feeling tingles in my breasts? Am I feeling bubbles in my breasts? Am I squeezing my butt? Do I need to relax my butt? Is that a sign that maybe I'm afraid I'm going to fart or do something I don't want to do? Yeah? Can I breathe more? So if you really want to have deep intimacy, if you feel me where I'm going in this tangent, right, you guys? It's like you need to be in the body in all capacities for relating. The body is our friend. The body has so much more wisdom than what comes out of the mind and what comes out of the mouth. Half the time people say things they don't mean, and you can really tell when someone says something and they don't mean it. Or when they, they say something they don't mean, or they, don't follow through on what they say. And the body is an indicator of that, so. Let me think if there's any other little nuggets I want to throw in there before we bring this baby home. It's a practice of working with the body, and if you're not there yet, that's okay. Our society really, really shies away from the body and favors the mind, right? In our society, we favor the mind. It's a wounded masculine view. We're not used to speaking about our feelings, our sensations, our emotions, our bodies. And so it's okay if you're disconnected. And doing practices, like I put my meditation in there, right, with body scanning so that you can start to feel and start to connect. And the more that you do it, it'll become more natural. But really just starting with the breath. Starting with the breath, making sure that you're breathing. If you got to put a Post-it note on the wall, checking in with your breath 3 times a day, do it. Set an alarm, whatever you need to do. Checking in. Yeah, am I breathing? How's my body feeling? What sensations am I feeling? And in time, it'll become more natural. Your body mind will be more in harmony, and you'll be able to access so much more depth. Yeah, I'm gonna drop something in here that is important to speak to, is also why it's important to work with the body, to feel into the body. Is because our body carries what we call samskaras, which are these like deep imprints that can happen from past lives. Your karma can also happen from experiences in your current life. And these experiences, so maybe if you were shamed at a young age for, maybe you're self-pleasuring and someone walked in on you self-pleasuring and you experienced shame for it. Yeah, and that can go maybe in the lower belly. Often shame goes in the lower belly. Doesn't have to. Yeah, so you carry that in the body. It lives in the body. Or maybe you carry deep grief about something, yeah, and that lives in the heart. And that can often cause contraction in the heart. It's this unfelt grief that you haven't let yourself feel. So instead you have walls around the heart. You build walls around the heart because your heart feels too vulnerable and sensitive without the walls. And so the more that you work with the body and feel in the sensations of the body, and even through doing breath work, there are many techniques. You can do breath work, even through movement, even through pleasure, right? Doing different means to open up the energy in the body, right? Even through the asanas of yoga. This is why I love Tantra. Yeah, whether you're doing the red path of Tantra, right? The left path, which is more focused on sexuality and opening the body through orgiastic rituals, yeah, and sexual rituals, or where you do the right path, right, the white path, that is through the asanas or through mantras, yeah, chanting to open the body, right, kundalini to open the body, yantras, right, through drawing, sacred geometry. There are many ways to open the body, but when you start to open the body, what you're doing is you're helping release these samskaras in the body, these stored energy in these bodies, these imprints, these emotional imprints in the body, to free up space and to free up energy to create. It takes energy to manifest your life. It takes energy to create, to live your dharma, to communicate effectively, to create a plan. You had to think through a tough problem. And so when you work in the body, right, and you free up energy in the body, it's going to free up space for you to create in the world. And this is why it's important. And for you to have deep intimacy, of course, which who doesn't want to create the life that they want? Who doesn't want to do what they're passionate about in some capacity? Who doesn't want deep intimacy? Don't tell me. I guarantee none of you are in that bucket. You know, and if you are, you drop me a line afterwards. We'll have a chat. And so it's really, really important to close, yeah. Today we talked all about why you need to be connected, yeah, to your bodily sensations, have bodily awareness in order to have deep intimacy in life. And we talked about what we mean by deep intimacy, right? Through authentic relating, conscious relating. And you need to be connected to your body to do that, so that you can also use your words to express how you're feeling. For authenticity, you also need to be connected to your body. We talked about through sex and why that's important. And then lastly, we also talked about energy in the body, stored energy in the body by way of samskaras, right? From past lives, from your karma, from its current lifetime, and how experiences and these memories are stored in the body. And doing different practices to release energy from the body is super, super important.